Hi, hello, welcome or welcome back to my place on the internet. My name is Amanda and I post mostly lifestyle content, including this video, where I am answering questions related to studying abroad and my study abroad experience. I'm currently studying abroad right now for a couple more days. Psych, so I actually did not feel like editing while I was there because I wanted to experience everything. So I am now editing like a week after getting home. So with that being said, let's just get into this. So I asked for questions on Instagram. If you want to participate the next time I do something like this, you can follow me. It's Amanda M. Conover. So the first question from YouTube says, will you be staying in London? Will you be visiting any other countries? And basically, no, I'm not staying in London, although I am staying in the south of England, basically near a town called Brighton. I'm studying at the University of Sussex. It's actually located in a town called Falmer, which is right next to Brighton. So yeah, I'm not staying in London. And then to answer the other half of the question, I visited one other country, but that is about it. I visited the Netherlands. I went to Amsterdam for a couple days, but because I'm only here for 4 weeks and it's kind of expensive to travel, I'm not going anywhere else in the time that I have left here. If I had longer and I had more money, I would definitely go to like France, Italy, Belgium, Ireland, Spain, etc. But maybe sometime in the future I'll get to go there. So now moving on to the Instagram questions. The first question from Instagram was, is you a queen or no? I'm gonna have to go with yes. Like, pretty sure I am a queen. That's all I can really say about that. Like, and then a response to the sticker from my sister says, it looks so cool there. And yes, it does. If you've been following me on Instagram, you've seen that I've been posting tons of Instagram stories. If you haven't been following me on Instagram, I save them all to my highlights. So just go to like the travel or to the college highlights and they're in there. But yes, it is the coolest place I've ever been. The campus is not as pretty as my home campus, like in the States. I'm gonna be honest about that, but the city itself is so cool. London is so cool. Everything here is so cool. The next question is, how are you getting around London transportation wise? That is a good question. Basically, I get to London by taking a train, and then basically I use public transportation for everything. So I take the train to London, and then in London itself, they have two different train systems, basically like the underground or the tube they call it, and then there's an overground train. So I basically take the tube a lot, sometimes overground, and walk. Underground, overground, or walk is basically how I've been getting around. And then the next question is, name 3 highs and 3 lows of the trip so far. I already know one of the lows. Okay, anyway. So 3 highs. One happened yesterday actually, and it was going to Brighton and sitting on the beach alone. Like, I went to Brighton alone and I just read poetry by the beach. It was amazing, and I just love solo journeys like that, so I think that was one high. The next one was meeting new people and making new friends. And then the last high, I want to say seeing the Roman baths in Bath was really fun, so I think that's the 3rd high. And then 3 lows, I would say the first one is definitely getting to and from Amsterdam. It was a mess. So on the way there, our flight got canceled and we had to wait until the next flight, which was in the morning. So we slept in the airport until 5 a.m. And then on the way back, we missed our bus. So we had to buy train tickets for the Eurostar, which were $1,000 for 3 people, and it ended up working out, but like just caused a lot of anxiety. So that's definitely one low. Another low would be being away from my family, friends, and partner. I just got into a new relationship like a month and 2 days ago actually. When I'm filming this, 2 days ago was our 1 month. It's just hard being away from people like that, especially because it's like a new relationship and I had to leave. The last low is the food in the dining hall being terrible. Like, the food sucks. The vegetarian / vegan cafe, good food, but the other one, no. And there's usually only like 1 vegan option anyway in the main one. Actually, the vegan cafe only has like 2 vegan options anyway. So like, that's probably the other lows, that the food on campus is not good / I already bought a meal plan and I kind of have to eat here to use up the money. The next question, how has the transition been? I feel more at home here that I do in North Carolina. If you don't know, I was never raised in North Carolina or in the South. I was raised in Pennsylvania, and then I moved to North Carolina when I was 18. The North is my home, and I just don't really feel like at home when I'm at home, if that makes sense. Like, my whole family moved to North Carolina. So when I got here, the weather is similar to Pennsylvania. The people are similar to Pennsylvania. I don't know how to explain this. I just felt more at home here. Transition was great. I didn't get homesick at all this entire time. I think I transitioned like so easily. Like, I wanted to travel for so long, so badly. So I think I was mentally prepared for it for years. Like, literal years I've been wanting to do this. Anyway, the last question that I got from Instagram, I already know what it is because I just looked at it. It was, what are you studying? So I am studying British children's literature. If you don't know, I'm an English major, so it works out perfectly with my major, and I can't take that class in the United States. They don't offer it at my school. So I wanted to take British children's literature. I mean, they have British literature, they don't have British children's literature. I'm not a literature gal. I'm a creative writing major, but I needed a literature requirement to be filled, and I think this was the best way to fulfill it. I also found some random questions on Google because I knew I would not have enough questions to fill up all the time while I did my makeup. So I am going to find another question from Google. Did you always know that you wanted to study abroad? Yes. I've been begging my mom to study abroad ever since I started at the college that I go to now. Basically, she did not want me to at all, especially after I had an eating disorder. I have been wanting to travel and get out of the States forever. I love traveling. I love seeing new places, and I haven't been able to do a lot of it. What made you want to study abroad in your location? Well, they offered a children's literature class, and also another reason was because, well, first of all, it was a short program, so it was inexpensive. It was only 4 weeks, and also I just have never been to England. I think England's a cool place. I hate heat, especially in the summer. So I wanted to go somewhere with a colder climate, even though that hasn't really worked out because it's been like 75 degrees every day. But I just didn't want to go somewhere that was 80+ degrees. It was like the only program I can find where you get a single room, and I am like a big introvert. I need my own space and time to recharge. So I really like that aspect of it. Like, everything about the program just seemed perfect. What was the hardest adjustment you had to make? I think, okay, so the thing is, I decided for some reason, which doesn't make any sense, but I decided to become vegetarian when I'm here, even though they have so much more vegan options here. I decided to become vegetarian because I used to be vegan. So I went from vegan to vegetarian just for this trip, and then when I go back, I'm going to be vegan again. So I decided to be vegetarian because when I got here, I saw a ton of like new chocolate bars and foods that were vegetarian but not vegan that I wanted to try. And you know what? You only live once. I didn't want to miss out on anything. I know that's like, I don't really know. It makes no sense because there's way more vegan options here. I try to eat vegan still. So that is probably the biggest adjustment that I've had to make, just because my body was not used to eating vegetarian. And also, it's just, sometimes I beat myself up emotionally for like just buying dairy products when I don't support the dairy industry. That's just been the biggest adjustment I've had to make, is kind of getting used to the fact that I am allowed to eat that. And plus, with my past of an eating disorder, it's also hard to allow myself to eat those foods when I deem them as bad and unhealthy. Now I'm done with my makeup. It's very simple because I'm lazy. And yeah, I hope that answered like everyone's questions. If you have any more questions, I will respond to the comments, so leave them down below. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Peace out.